Each religion has created by individual, and those individuals, they put guidelines and the rules what to believe, and people, they follow it up. You should be going to pray to God on Sunday. That's somebody's belief in his mind. That is power of mind. That's power of God. And when he told you Sunday is where you have to go, you have to go there. Other person say you have to go there on Saturday, and the other person say there you have to go there Friday to talk to God. But you have to talk to your God every single day. God doesn't have one day in a week. My movement reclaim African identity because it's believed for Africans, and it's also our identity. So you remember, we be given identity by other religions. That's what it is. Now, to start changing now, removing that identity of Christianity, it's a war.
The point of discussion, we've been talking about African names. Do you want to talk a little bit about the release of your new book, Erasure Reveals God to the Africans, Reclaiming the Mind, Identity and God that Religion Hid from You? Do you want to talk about the release of your new book?
Yes, so that is my second book. I just have finished and published it, and it's on Amazon. So what I'm trying now to tell my brothers, my sisters, Africans, is just to show how we are God. So what mean is, I say our mind is God. So it's just to reveal how our mind is powerful. Our mind has same power as God. Because when the Bible says everything is possible to God, when we say God, not God or creator. So when I tell people we are God, they think we are God creator. No. Everything is possible for God as a human being in land of God. In the land of God, the mind is so powerful, it can do anything. When now, the Bible says also, whom who believe, when you believe in yourself, which you believe your mind, what your mind tells you, that is the power you have. That is what I'm revealing most in my second book.
And what made you come out with like this book? Like, I think it just goes again. So when you say reclaiming the mind, identity, and God that religion hid from you, how did religion hide that from people?
Marketing is all about storytelling. Dad, when we first started this business, what did you say to me?
I say, yes, we do a podcast.
Why?
Because I want to tell our story.
Why?
Because I know the story builds a legacy.
Builds a legacy. And that is exactly what we do here at ETS Rubasha Media. We market your story on social media so you could build a legacy for those who come after you, to build your business and your personal brand.
Yeah, follow us on our platform. Go on our website, etsrubashamedia.com.
This is about legacy, and it is about showing up on social media every single day, because if you don't show up, your competition will.
Yeah, so what happened and what is the issue we have? Religious has shown us to believe one thing only. So they knew when they say this, because the religious, they know the truth, but they can't tell the people. So we have ourselves to found what you believe. So, but now when I realized this belief, I was the same as other Christians. I was believing one thing only. I couldn't even want to hear this when I'm talking about I'm God. I was thinking, no, this is not possible. But when we open our mind to compare is what we needed. So we need awareness. We need awakening up for other Christians. Of course, religious, they are so powerful, they want to keep us with only one belief. See, they say only this you should believe, you don't believe anyone else. And that is why you found they have different denomination. And each one was created by somebody are men. Each religion has created by individual. And those individuals, they put guidelines and the rules what to believe. And people, they follow it up. And they think just from God than Edward. No, there's no other God. It's somebody's mind. Somebody's mind told you this is how you should believe it. You should be going to pray to God on Sunday. That's somebody's belief in his mind. That is power of mind. That's power of God. And when he told you Sunday is where you have to go, you have to go there. Other person say you have to go there on Saturday. And the other person say there, you have to go there Friday to talk to God. But Sujira, you have to talk to your God every single day. God doesn't have one day in a week.
Exactly. Imagine. They say someone said the Sunday, and then another person said you have to pray 5 times a day.
Yes, you see, and those they believe they created and they bring to other people's mind. That is why the mind is so good. And when the mind rejects to listen other, that is where Africans have a problem. We have been taught by these religions. They have been given this condition, and they made us to reject ourselves, even to listen. And that is why it's hard to get people to read my book, because I need to do much work, very hard to market it, to be able people to open a mind, even to buy it. Some they can even buy it, but can get scared to read it, because the religious has put fear in people's mind for long period of time. And you remember, religious, where they are very smart, they start on us when you are children. They start as when you are young. They keep telling you, they keep marketing you, their belief, they keep telling you a belief, and then you don't have other choice, just to believe one thing.
Wow. It's powerful when you think about it. Where you go there in Bali, have you been telling people about your new book? And what's the
What?
reception when you talk about this stuff?
Yeah, so most of them are really fanatic of religions. So what
So
I've
the
been,
most people that you're with there, they're the fanatics about religion, where you are in Bali?
yes, all of the group we were together, so they are good. But what I start doing now, what I've been discussing with them, it's my movement, Reclaim African Identity. So, and most of them, I've been talking to them also to realize the way I change my name. That the first things also I have been talking to my friends, because it's believed for Africans and it's also our identity. So you remember we be given identity by other religions. That's what it is. Now, to start changing now, removing that identity of Christianity, also it's a war. But I managed to discuss with them, because they keep calling me the Christian names, the colonial name. But I told them, guys, I changed my name because I want to believe my identity, my Rwandan identity. They're starting to understand it, but they're struggling to accept it, to call me my new name, but which I know is going to take a long time. But also, I just managed to talk to their children, young children, what is I have done. So what we do now, you can't tell people what to do, but it's just their awareness. You tell them what you think, what you believe, and some they go to realize it, and it's just awakening each of us, and that is why I write those books. One shape or form is going to read it. And I was lucky in last week, I had an interview with another person called Wandiga. He's a Kenyan, he has a podcast. And because he listened to me and he told me, and I was so really happy, because he told me if he go to get his children, he will never called a European name or Muslim name. You see, that is powerful. This change comes to individual. When you tell people, they go to listen. You see, now he knows he's not going to call his children. Now even he doesn't call his name, no. But he told me he can't change because it's too much paperwork in Kenya. It's not easy to change it. But he knows he's not going to give his children colonial names. See, that is what I'm doing. That's the legacy I want to leave in all our audience and the people who listen to us, to know our identity is so powerful. And it is about the history. So the history before colonial came, all Africans, and it's truth, they had African names. No one had Joseph, James, John, Mohammed, Solange, Eric. No one. African. No one had that name before colonial. Now, colonizer came. Now, they mix our name. So now my movement is now to say, can we now write new chapter of history regarding about our identity? Now, we must train our children, or the young one like you, the young parents who's going to get the children, Africans, to start naming African name. It's a challenge, but we have to bring this awareness. That is the Rubasha bringing now also reclaim African identity movement.
Just quickly, when you say like people are struggling to get your African identity, do you think like when it comes to situations like that, do people like when Africans, do they do it on purpose, or it's generally like I forget that your new name is an African name, or is it like, well, I haven't changed my name, but like, you know, sometimes it can make people feel bad themselves that they haven't changed their name, and deep down they know it's true that, wait a minute, why do I have this other name? So maybe it's easier for me to call you by also your English name than your African name. Or do you think it's just like, because, you know, I've known you my whole life as this name, it's a genuine thing of like, I forgot, because it happens to me, my mom, like, you know, people close to me, it's like, you're used to calling me my old name, even though, yeah, I can't. And I think with that person you gave an example, it's like once you hear this information, it's very hard to unhear it. Like I can't just ignore it. Like I have to change the name, you know? So that's why I think that guy is now saying with my children now, I know, I'm aware. Once I become aware of it, there's no excuse of just, this is how we've always done it. And now it's like, it's true. Wait a minute. Why do I have a European? Why do I have an Arab name? That's for pride. You know, those people can never name their children that name. So why should you? And now someone's waking up to that. So yeah, you know, as Africans, if people embracing this, or do you think there's also sometimes a little bit of insecurity, or I might on purpose not call you by your African name? What do you think?
Yeah, so it's both, because also it is not easy to remove in your mind, because this will be implanted for long period of time. I know it's hard, because even me sometimes I can forget and I could say, oh, Alois, because it's been implanted in our mind for long period of time. But now it requires now a thinking always. Requires also thinking, and also to let people that is what you prefer. And the good things also, when they realize and then they say, oh, I forgot again this day. So that is mean sometimes they don't do it on purpose. But some other ones, they can do it on purpose. They say, oh, you can't tell me what to do, you know, that thing there, because we still know you as these names. Why do we need to change? So some also, they can think like that way. But again, it's a challenge in the mind. But only things I know, I've been heard from most people say, but you are right on that. You are right about the name. Why do we still have this name? So most people understand it in their mind, but it's hard to take action.
Be proud of who you are. Dad's new book. I might do the audio book. Writing this book was a journey of awakening, not just for me, but for everyone who walked alongside me. To the thinkers, teachers, and everyday people whose conversations open my mind, to the brave souls who challenge tradition and ask the questions others fear to ask, to my friends and family who supported me with honesty, patience, and love. Your strength gave me courage. To Africa, the land of ancestors, wisdom, and forgotten greatness, thank you for reminding me of who I am. And to every reader holding this book, your curiosity is the first step towards freedom. Thank you for giving these ideas in the home of your mind. For many years, I lived as millions of Africans do, believing that salvation, protection, and meaning came through religion. I followed the teachings, recited the prayers, obeyed the rules, and tried to be everything a good believer was supposed to be. But life's questions that religion could not answer. Why do people who pray still suffer? Why do so many believers live in fear, guilt, and self-doubt? Why do we call ourselves children of God but feel powerless in the world? The painful truth became clear. Africans have been taught to search for God everywhere, except within themselves. We inherited religions that demanded obedience instead of understanding. We were told to fear the Creator instead of recognizing the Creator within us. We were taught to kneel, not to rise. This book was born the moment that I understood the suffering of my people. It's not due to a lack of faith. It is because we were never taught the truth of who we are. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Hey, what's wrong? Bro, I'm stressed out. I'm running my business. I've got to serve my customers, but I need more customers coming in. I can't keep relying on word of mouth. Why don't you just use ETS Rabasha Media? Who? Well, with AI now, what they do is they go in, get your perfect clients, bring them in front of you. So all I got to do is run my business and he brings me opportunities. Think about it. You speak to 3,000 of your ideal customers, convert 1% of that 3,000, that's 30 people. 30 people in a room with you, can you convert that? Of course I'll close them. I'm good at what I do. I just don't have time to be going and looking for my perfect client. Focus on what you love doing and let them bring you customers. When you win, they win, commission, ching. Sujira Rubasha, huh? Yeah, Sujira Rubasha. Go and Google them, man. Come on, take it to the back.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.